The following podcast contains spoilers.
What's up, guys? Right now, we're a few minutes away from Ashoka dropping, so me and Bob are just going to watch the show and hit the mics. We're pretty excited, so Season 6 starts now.
The Bunzerelly Show.
So how'd you like it? What'd you think?
There was a lot to take in. It was like nothing. It was all good stuff. It was just like, like I'm just taking in what's going on. You know what I mean? Because I've seen these characters before, but a lot of it's just like whatever went down between Sabine and Ashoka, I've never seen before. There's like time passed.
Yeah.
Apparently, she took her under training, and something went bad. But kind of like the arc of the first two was just kind of, I think the first two was a lot of exposition. And then it was just like, here's the playing field. Here's where we're going. Kind of like a Andor type of thing. Like, here's a situation. We're just really unfolding it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But as far as like the point in time and what's going on, it's the Mandalorian point of time. So we're in that frame. So we've kind of been warmed up to a lot of what's going on. And it's like the Republic's trying to put themselves together after the fall of the Empire. And so this is where we're at, and
the Empire still got shady characters behind the scenes trying to bring it back. Now it was and it started kind of like I was taking notes on it, and there's like just a couple cheesy things to start, and I was like, I'm gonna stop taking notes, because when they set them up, sometimes I feel like the first episode, that's what we're here for, is to kind of nitpick it a little bit, but they're just introducing these characters, so. But just kind of like ride it out until they do. Like the girl's introduction with the whole thing where she was supposed to be at that ceremony, but instead like she's like riding her dirt bike. I swear if they've done that already. Another episode or another show, I've seen that exact opening before. Like, oh, we're gonna do the inauguration. Oh, where are they? Oh, they're doing backflips somewhere on a BMX bike or something. Yeah. I've seen that whole thing play out. But I said, I'm just gonna let it slide. And then but the look of this movie or to show compared, because each one has kind of a different look. Yeah. Like Boba and Mandalorian had a very similar look, but even those were a bit different because they went to different places, But the look of this was awesome. The droids in this one I'm loving. And we know we're going to be seeing, this setup, those droids are all main characters that we've seen in these first two, like all and they were all awesome. Yeah. So we got that going for us. It's got a cool look to it. So I think it's going to be good.
Yeah, it was consistently good. Even like thinking back to like episodes of Mandalorian, like even at its best, I don't know, everything seemed very kind of closed in. This really seems like a broad open world. You know what I mean? Like it just seems like
for sure.
Yeah, it's got more of the classic Star Wars feel, but I can't even say if it's prequel or original trilogy, but it's just got that broader, like it doesn't feel so enclosed. You know what I mean?
What it is because they're flying around to all different places. Yeah. Right now, it isn't just like, okay, we're in this town. We got to protect this town now. You know what I mean? It's like, no, we're going to this galaxy. We're going to this galaxy.
Yeah, I think the story's bigger than like the actual area they're in. So it's just not so.
Yeah.
I got a question because we both. I said in the intro. I already did the intro, but I said like how we just literally watched it and hopped on the mic. Was there any allusion to Anakin besides them mentioning him?
No, I mean, I know they mentioned him, but I caught nothing else.
No, I just look at the IMDb and I was just like, was he here? Because they showed like a very faint clip of his voice, like Ahsoka was thinking about him. But I was just wondering if like I when I went and made popcorn, I was making sure I did. What was it? I was making sure I didn't miss it.
You know what I bet it was? It was when the one I don't remember any. I didn't put up the thing.
Kira Syndulla. She says, "Weren't you difficult?"
The Padawan, the assistant, the young girl, when she was in the hospital.
Sabine Wren, yes.
Sabine Wren, when she was in the hospital and they went through her. Maybe it was one of her little flashback things. It was either hers or it was the
Ahsoka.
Ahsoka. Maybe it was one of the because how they just went through some audio like it was. I don't know whose memories it was we were listening to, but maybe it was in there and I didn't catch it.
Yeah, I think there was a little
Yeah.
hate in there. So I think that's why he was
Yeah.
like credited on the IMDb, because there was
Yeah.
some trailers. I know you don't like that. I didn't even tell you about some of the trailers, but they started mentioning, like, they started showing like already used clips of Hayden in the latest, like the last final thing, because she's Anakin's apprentice. So
I
everybody's
didn't
like,
even think that Hayden might be back. That's awesome.
yeah, so everyone's
That's
like,
cool.
"Ooh, well,
Yeah,
he's
nice.
around." You know what I mean? Like they got him on. You got his direct
that's right.
deposit
He's
set
already
up from
involved.
Obi-Wan.
Why not? Yeah.
So it's like
he's on the payroll.
Hey, could you walk over to that set real quick? You know what I'm saying? Like, for a
while
little
we got you,
flashback.
while we shoot these scenes while you're here.
I have a very interesting theory, and I was so afraid they were going to do it tonight. And I'm glad it didn't happen. So now I could tell you and actually get credit for this prediction, because Hayden Christensen, there's rumors that he's going to do something, like some kind of involvement, whether he's Force Ghost Anakin or a flashback. I think it's going to be a flashback. Okay. I thought it was going to happen off the bat, so I didn't want to try to like tweet it or do whatever, but I have a feeling. So Ashley Eckstein was the cartoon voice of Ahsoka, right?
Okay.
And I don't know if you've ever seen any clip of cartoon Ahsoka. I know you're not a big animation guy.
I've maybe just seen like a picture.
Well, people like fell in love with her and her performance. So when Rosario was cast, it was a little like boo-hoo, like, oh, why didn't you pick Ashley? And then we've all accepted Rosario because she's older. It's supposed to be Ahsoka was first shown in Clone Wars. This is 30 years after Clone Wars, so it's older. I have a prediction. If they do the flashback of Anakin, they're going to have Ashley Eckstein play young Ahsoka to just kind of appease fans. I thought I would see it tonight. I was like, damn it, it's too late for me to call it. So I'm going to call it now because I can still can. I just wanted to put it out there to the internet.
Yeah.
But
cool.
That would blow some people's minds. No trickery, no big stunts, no Luke or nothing. All kind of like baseline, even keeled, which is cool because it's all like this, solid story based instead of throwing. But it's very smooth. Nothing like there's no like big spikes up, big spikes down, but it's just kind of coasting, doing what it's doing. Establishing a story, which I like. You know what I mean? Like, remember how Mandalorian? You're like, you watching an episode, and you're like, what the hell's going on here? You're seeing like Jack Black and stuff. And they're getting a little derailed. This is a very, whatever's happening, which they still haven't really shown the exact scope of, is very broad. Baylan Skoll, that Jedi character, what do you think of him?
Is he the real big guy?
Yeah, the big guy with the white beard who kind of had his own little Darth Vader hallway scene.
Yeah, that guy is, that dude's interesting. That dude's huge. Like, I don't know if they're like, if they have him looking like that, if it's camera work, or if he's padded or something, but he's just a massive dude. Like, not even like, I don't know if he's ripped or just big, but like he's got a definite presence to him. But he's cool, and I like that. Like, there's a little peak, like not so much a conscience to where I think he's gonna flip, but maybe he is, where he's like, so many Jedis. Maybe we don't. It's a shame we got to kill one of them.
What I gathered, because they showed in like Obi-Wan, they showed Inquisitors, which were like the fallen Jedi that were like kind of half Sith. Kind of something, but his lightsaber was orange, and I think from what they're talking about paydays and stuff, so I think they're just like mercenaries for hire. That's why I think he's just kind of even keeled. He doesn't have, he's just doing the job. He's just along for the ride, doing a job. That's why he's like, oh, be ashamed. There's so few Jedi left. Like, he just kind of survived the fall and was just kind of making a buck and took on an apprentice. It's interesting that Ahsoka taking Sabine as an apprentice. A little stuff about Sabine. So Sabine is a Mandalorian.
Which I didn't know was coming. That was awesome.
Yeah,
that
see,
cool.
I
Did
knew
you know
that
from the cartoon?
I knew it from the cartoon, but the way they did the show, Bob, is like you didn't miss nothing. Like, I know a little more. Fine. No, but it's cool. Because I was curious, like, how is it gonna get too deep? But it didn't. You know what I mean? Because for somebody else, like, oh, she's a Mandalorian. What a big cool surprise.
Yeah,
you know
that's how it worked for me. For me, it turned around. I was watching it and I was like, okay, it's cool. But that for me was like a big moment. Like, oh, okay, now it's starting to come together for me.
Now in the cartoon, she's actually the one that gave the Darksaber to Bo-Katan. she had the dark saber and she gifted it to her, which was about that whole curse and everything. But I lost my train.
But Mando couldn't gift it.
Well, no, the whole thing was
do the whole story, but she was able to do it.
No, yeah, because she said like, well, because it was gifted, that's why everything went wrong, and that was why they blamed it. They kind of refixed that and everything.
Yeah,
but there was a lot of interesting things about her. But yeah, she's basically she came full circle, and now you get to see her in Mandalorian. That's more of like the Mandalorian storyline. That I think the Ahsoka thing. I don't know how deep they're going to get into it, but the weird thing is the fact that where I was going with that, where I kind of got derailed, was that Ahsoka's training somebody as a Padawan who is not Force sensitive at all. Like Sabine Wren does not use the Force, and even from her newcomer, the droid was pointing it out. Like she's basically and she's had experience in the lightsabers because of the dark saber. And that's actually Ezra Bridger's lightsaber that she has. But it's just very weird that she took an apprentice without that Force sensitive. But since Ahsoka is not a straight up Jedi, I guess she makes her own rules who she's going to teach to be a warrior or a Jedi. You know what I mean? It's different.
It could be a Padawan and not be a Jedi. It could just be just a sidekick.
And Dave Filoni makes his own, he'll make rules, but he'll have an explanation behind it because he's the guy that did the Clone Wars with George. Some interesting trivia. Like I learned about Ahsoka, they were showing us a lot of behind the scenes stuff. But originally, when Dave Filoni did a doodle of Ahsoka, because they thought the Clone Wars cartoon was going to be about a whole different cast of characters, they didn't realize they were going to use Anakin and Obi-Wan and stuff. And George Lucas looked at her and he goes, "Who is that?" And Dave Filoni goes, "Oh, there's something I'm working." He goes, "That's going to be Anakin's apprentice." And Dave Filoni's like, "Anakin has an apprentice? Anakin having that?" And George Lucas goes, "Yes, he does." And that's how the whole thing started with Ahsoka. But Dave Filoni's writing, directed this whole show, so he's there's going to be answers. So but it's very well thought out, but it's very smooth. That's the one thing I would say about it. It's very like consistent.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So it'll be interesting to see where it goes. Like I'm in enough that I'm hooked.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. One thing, so who's the person in that costume or in like the suit of armor type deal gonna be? Like you have the three villains so far. You have the big guy, the smaller, the blonde girl, and then there's that one that had the lightsaber.
That was an actual Inquisitor. It was an actual Inquisitor, but still doesn't mean it can't be somebody. I have a funny prediction about that too. I'll throw that one out.
Well, let me get to it first. My thing is, it's definitely going to be a girl in it because it seems like we're going that just like the Scarlett Johansson movie, the one Avenger girl, Black Widow. It seems like whenever they have a girl superhero now, it has to become all the villains, everybody's girls all of a sudden. Like it seems like they have to go like girl power. But meanwhile, they're Jedi, so it's not like we wouldn't believe them fighting a guy because they're using magic. So it'd be, it's the one time where they can fight a 6 foot tall dude, and I wouldn't be here complaining about it because they're using magic. So what's the difference? But all the lead players in this are girls, so I have a feeling it's going to be a girl in that mask. That's my guess.
I have a different prediction. I think the Inquisitor is going to be Ezra. The Jedi they're looking for. So you don't know much about it, and that's something that would be.
He just said he was leaving. We don't. Yeah, they didn't really say. They didn't really explain that.
You got the gauge of like, okay, Ezra is a big player here. They're looking for Ezra. So I've actually seen the cartoon that Ezra was a star with Sabine and Hera and even Chopper, that droid. Which once again, you're not missing anything. But I got to see Ezra's storyline. At the end, he disappears with Thrawn. But that would be the big twist because they're like everybody's waiting for them to find Thrawn and find Ezra with Thrawn. That'd be I mean, it'd be a jump. How'd that happen? But that would be if you're looking for that big wow twist. There's a big wow twist. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I could. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah,
because it's gonna have to be a twist because otherwise it's a little ridiculous for this person to just always be wearing this, even like when they're having meetings later. Why is the guy wearing a suit of armor for like a conference call with the boss? He couldn't take off the helmet for that. It's because he's keeping the helmet on for us. You know what I mean? That's why,
especially because they have throwaway droids with little lightsaber like tools that you really didn't need to, like that Inquisitor doesn't need to be there. So I think there actually is a point to that Inquisitor. Like I'm figuring out with you, like why is that Inquisitor there? You got 2 dark Jedi and you got thousands of these droids with the cool lightsabers that fight Jedi. So you didn't need that. So yes, that is a very good point. That Inquisitor could be somebody. What else we got? They didn't show much about the they showed some of the stuff. I'm curious if I thought Luke might show up, but I don't see it happening now where he wouldn't be shoehorned in. Even just for like a quick little chat with Ahsoka or something. I actually thought
I can see it for a flashback. I can see it for a flashback because if the story's about Ahsoka and you know, she has history with Luke and she has history with Anakin, I see flashback with one or both.
Yeah.
Not both.
My assumption was she'd be telling Luke the story. I thought she'd be telling Luke about Anakin. You know what I mean? And he'd be like, oh, I never knew that. You know, something like that. Some random flashback from the Clone Wars. Maybe throw Ewan McGregor's Obi-Wan in there. By the way, the actress, let me look her up. I got the IMDb right in front of me. But the actress that plays Harrison Dula, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, that played the Twilight pilot with the you know, the green one. She's Ewan McGregor's wife.
Oh, wow.
Obi-Wan Kenobi. So in the family. Nice. So 2 people on 2 TV Star Wars TV shows. So they're both on the direct deposit.
I'm sure it's part of his contract. He's like, hey, throw my wife a bone.
Hey, throw her in that. You got any parts open?
Hey, she wants to be an actress. She's pretty good. Maybe.
So I think a lot of the big standout, I think Sabine is really interesting. I think she was interesting in the cartoon, but the fact that she's got so many different things going on. She's got her Mandalorian past. She's really good with like electronics and stuff. That's kind of part of her character, or like figuring out she's like in art. That mural, like she actually drew. You know, the actress, but the character. That actual mural of all like that cart. That was the cast. That's the cast of Rebels. Like that's the Rebels cartoon was all those characters. One of them being Zeb, that alien you saw from the Mandalorian. Remember that showed up at the bar? He's like, they're all stretched out.
Oh,
he's
one in this one.
Yeah, if he pops out, it could be a full reunion. And it was Ezra. Kanan was the Jedi Master who escaped Order 66. He trained Ezra. Oh, damn it. I can't remember who voiced him. I got to look that one up. But
now the big guy from the last show that we seen at the bar. Did we ever end up seeing him again? Did we ever end up seeing Zeb again, or that was still just the one time we seen him?
We haven't seen him since.
Okay, cool. Because I remember we seen him when he says, "Okay, we'll be seeing him again soon," and I forgot if we ever did.
Yeah, he's got to be because they got like 3 to 4 Rebels together in the show, so I'm sure they're gonna show him. So Kanan voice, I have it right in my. Oh, Freddie Prinze Jr. He voiced Kanan. Kanan was a Jedi who actually died, who trained Ezra. But if they do a flashback of him, just straight up have Freddie Prinze Jr. play him. That'd be pretty sweet. But and I watched that.
You gotta keep this in mind for cartoons now. Like, you never know. They make this in a live action movie. Maybe we should get someone who could pull it off.
Keep these guys or make the cartoon look like the actual actor, so it works. Yeah, like it worked good with Bo-Katan because they just threw a red wig on her. Like, hey, she did it. Yeah, you know what I mean. That's the one where it's like the same actress. But and like I said, I'm getting that other level of it. But the fact that you never felt lost or anything, like the stuff.
Not at all.
And the stuff that you don't know is stuff I don't know. Like I don't know exactly what went down with Ahsoka and Sabine. And
how'd you like the Rubik's Cube map that had 3 moving pieces?
Yeah.
She says, "Oh, you just I feel like I could have done that."
Yeah, like you said with her doing the motorcycle thing. Some of those things are just like tropes. You know what I mean? I guess at some point you just run out of original moves to do, like the key. Yeah. Because when they said a map, I'm like, really? With this map stuff? This map stuff's always stupid. Like the map to Skywalker. It's like, I'm hiding, but I left a map to find me. Like, well why would you do that if you're hiding?
But it's got 3 moving pieces. Yeah. And if you make it so the lines meet up, it's like Didn't you? How many
But the
tries
lines
until
have
you
to
would have
look
got
like
that?
the city. The lines have to line up with the city. It's like that sword in The Rise of Skywalker, where the sword like lines up with the debris of the Death Star.
Yeah.
Who made the sword? Like, did they do it when the Death Star? Like, so tick 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 tick, chiseling the sword. Yeah.
So they have to find the sword and then be smart. Then they can get it. Let's assume only people on our team are smart.
A lot of things have to fall into place. Also, who is this for? Who are we leaving this for? Like, we know where we're at. What do we need? Who are we leaving this for? In case Jerry shows back up.
Can we just leave him a message? No, let's leave a ball. A Rubik's Cube in the desert form. How does he find the desert?
I tell you, I was driving around work today, and I still nothing let me down. I just was like expecting like wham bam, like the full surprises, because I'm thinking like, you know, Luke at the end of Mandalorian. I'm thinking they're gonna throw, because there's so much history behind Ahsoka. I thought they were gonna throw some big heavy stuff. It's actually better that they haven't, maybe, because then it becomes like,
I think that they would. Because the first episode, anyone that's watching it is watching it. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not like, you know, because that's not, I don't know, but it's, I mean, once you're in it anyway, but we're already watching it. We're going to watch the next one. So they don't have, why deliver the big thing now? Hold on.
Well, I was thinking between like flashbacks of the past and also the timeline that they're in is still like, you know, you still got Boba Fett, Mando. I wasn't expecting them then, but they could throw you a sideways Han Solo real fast. You know what I mean? They're doing all this like, you know, anything like that. Like I thought they would throw some kind of little surprise in the beginning to get you hooked, but you know what? It's better they don't, because then it becomes gimmicky. Like Andor didn't need any of that stuff. And actually, Mandalorian didn't start doing that stuff till the second season. It just seemed like all of a sudden it was Boba Fett and Luke Skywalker, and boom, 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 boom. But this is very Andorish as far as like just a straight up story. Like it's just going, it's just coasting, and I like it. You know, it's good. I think Rosario's good. You know, I think it's
we're definitely gonna see them, because they're part of this story more than they were part of Andor. You know what I mean? Like the Star Wars characters from the original movies.
Yeah, Andor's prequel era.
Yeah, Luke plays a part in this series more, you know what I mean? And Anakin plays a part in this series. So they have him at their disposal. I think we're going to see him.
Yeah, they're both around. I definitely think it's you can't. It's a big part of Ahsoka's history. Like when I tell you these things, like, oh, I know this, I know that, but the fact that she's Anakin's apprentice is it's like a big defining part of her character. It's the most defining part about her.
Yeah, and a thing about TV is, or any movies or anything, is you don't want to tell somebody something. You want to show them something.
Yes.
You know, you'd prefer to show something than tell it, and they have all the stuff at their disposal already. So yeah, we'll be seeing. I think so.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you like the show, make sure to subscribe. We're on YouTube as well as all your podcast players, and you can find all the links you need at Bunzerelly.com. We'll see you next time.